You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearny, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there around the world. And all of you listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 72 degrees, going up to a high of 84. And it was hot yesterday, y'all. It went up to 86. I was like, oh my God, it's hot today. So we're going to have another beautiful, it feels like summer. It's spring. Another beautiful spring day. And I'm excited about that. But I'm even more excited about my guest today. She and I interviewed her let me tell y'all something. I told y'all I've been podcasting for a long time. I was podcasting before it was a thing. So she and we interviewed her a long time ago when Georgette and I was co-hosting a show called Breakfast with Business. And this was probably around 2003, 2004. I'm so happy to have her back now, almost 20 years later? Almost 20 years later, to talk about how she has grown her business doing Fitch Puka Pure and Simple. She's going to come back. I do the horoscopes, but she's been on, Black Enterprise magazine's cover, which is my dream, and so I'm not going to do the introduction now. I'm going to go ahead, do the horoscopes, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to bring Dawn. We're going to talk about her story, her journey, how she built this amazing body company, a beauty brand, and she's still around, which is amazing because a lot of times people flounder after 5 years, and she has been able to do this thing for 21 years. So you want to know more about how you can jump into this business. Now, let me tell you something. I know it's saturated, and she's going to talk about that as well. So stick around. But right now, let's get on with your horoscope for today. So today is National Shrimp Scampi Day. Listen, I know I like shrimp scampi. I want to go to Olive Garden and get me some. It sounds delicious right now. I haven't eaten breakfast. Y'all know what I do. I know it sucks. I'm getting better though. I'm going to drink my protein shake at 7:30 in the morning. That way I don't be it won't be so long before I eat lunch, because I don't eat till I get off the show. But it's National Shrimp Scampi Day. It's also National Zipper Day. What kind of freaking day is Zipper Day? I mean, somebody said, hey, we're going to make a National Zipper Day. I need to do National Podcast Day. I need to put that on the calendar. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to do that today when I get finished this interview. All right, so let's go ahead and do your horoscopes, brought to you by Know the Astrologer Micah Thyssen for today, Thursday, April the 29th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Try to include family and friends and relatives in your activities. Be cautious and use your head wisely in situations that deal with the use of machinery or vehicles. Try to be precise in your communications. Watch yourself. Watch your fingers. Watch your toes. If you using any kind of machinery today, any kind of vehicles, watch yourself, because you are prone to accidents today, Aries. So watch yourself. Taurus, don't give them the use of your credit card. Don't. You will get great satisfaction from your efforts. Advancement can be yours if you are assertive in your approach. Yeah, don't give them your credit card. Listen, if you don't want them to run up the bill, don't give them the card. Just know you've been forewarned. Gemini, investments that deal with property may pay off, but could cause conflict with family members. Deception. My phone went off. Y'all heard it. Deception and confusion regarding your status in society is likely. You will have problems with coworkers if you try to be too extreme about doing things perfectly. Stop being a perfectionist. You can't be a perfectionist. There's no such thing as being a perfectionist. Just relax. Just know that your best is your best. There's no such thing as perfect. Listen, if there was such thing as perfect, we would know. We don't know. There's no such thing. Cancer. The key to feeling good about yourself will be to do something about it. Home improvement projects will go well if you delegate work to all your family members. Residential moves will be in your best interest. Yeah, the key to feeling good about yourself is to do something about it. Our guest is going to tell us a little bit about that pretty soon, so hold on. Leo. Travel will entice you. However, a tendency to overspend is quite possible. Your anger may be impossible to contain if you get into debates with family members. Plan some family outings. Now listen, Leo, plan the outings, but don't get into debates. I hear what Michael's saying. Listen, don't get into the debates with the family. Plan the outings. Plan it somewhere nice. Plan it somewhere where y'all can kind of spread out. Don't get into debates, especially if it's in public. Don't be embarrassing. Virgo. An older member of your family may have left you with a pressing situation. You will gain valuable insight and knowledge through the experience you have along the way. Unexpected visitors are likely. Be prepared to do your chores early. Somebody's going to unexpectedly pop up to your door. Make sure your house is clean. I'm just saying. Listen, one of the things we say in this house is make sure the bathroom is clean, because every time somebody comes to your house, the first thing they say is, you got a bathroom I can use? Well, yeah, we got a bathroom. Like, yeah. That's the first, and I used to tell my daughter that, and she saw it firsthand. People would come to the house, and the first thing they would do is say, you got a bathroom I can use? And she'll look at me. I was like, I told you. We got 3 bathrooms, and the bathroom downstairs is the one that everybody uses. And so their rooms were downstairs. Like, listen, keep that bathroom clean, because somebody's gonna come over here, and the first thing they'll say is, let me use the bathroom. And she would always see that. So she kept the bathroom really clean. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Know the Astrologer Micah Thiason. Stay tuned. All right, let's play a song, baby. Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearny, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Know the Astrologer Micah Thiason. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Escapist tendencies may lead to overindulgence. Think hard before going into business with friends or family. Travel may be confusing. Yeah, you think real hard before you go into business with your friends and families, because that could ruin relationships. Yes, just know that could happen. Don't think real hard. Do your due diligence. I was in a meeting yesterday, and it was so funny because it's 5 of us. We just launched a new venture. And, it's 5 of us. I had to think for a second. It is 5 of us. But you have to lay it on the line. Who is responsible for what? This way you don't have to worry about confusion. And you still may have some, but at least people know what they're supposed to do. So you think real hard before you go into business with family and friends. Leave it real hard. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure everybody know what the heck they're supposed to be doing. Scorpio, you will benefit by taking care of other people's concerns. Relationships will be erratic today. Get involved in groups that are creative in nature. Yeah, be creative. Y'all know I got a whole room over there that I'm about to set up with all my, because I can't paint, but I got paint. I got a lot of paint. I got decoupage. I got everything. That's my creative side. I'm trying to enhance that. Sagittarius, don't overspend to impress others. Your depressed mood has been hard to shake. You'll be encouraged to get involved in a money-making venture. Listen, if you're depressed, get outside. Do something nice for somebody. I tell people this all the time. When you do nice things for people, it enhances your mood. It really does. Just go outside and do something nice for somebody. If you're feeling depressed and sad about something, go do something nice. Get outside. Be outside in nature. I'm telling you, it helps. And if you're going to get involved with money-making ventures with anybody, do your due diligence. Make sure that everything is on the up and up. Capricorn, do the necessary chores and then do things that please you. Offer good conversation, a nice, soothing lunch. Sounds delicious. You can get ready to celebrate a new direction. Okay, Capricorn, you about to go in a new direction. Celebrate that, baby. Go ahead, do your thing. But right now, good conversation and some good food sounds good. Sounds good to me, too. Aquarius, you can make gains if you look at long-term investments. Secret information will be eye-opening. Okay. You'll find love and you'll get in tip-top shape at the same time. You know what that means, Aquarius? That means you got to go to the gym. That's where the love of your life is at the gym. I supposed to have been joining the gym last week. I'm going to join this week, though, for real. My husband's waiting for me to join. When I join, he's supposed to join. I'm going today, though. And last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, you could get ahead if you work diligently behind the scenes. Yes, baby, guys. Y'all know I'm on a $1 million journey right now. Plan to get out and do a bit of travel. If you keep busy, you won't feel the personal pressures you are going through. Yeah, keep busy. I ain't got nothing to do but keep busy. I'm trying to listen. Y'all know I'm trying to turn this podcast network into $1 million brand. So I'm busy behind the scenes every day, all day, and twice on Sundays. Yes, for real. All right, listen, that's all I got for you today. I'll be back again on Monday because y'all know today is my Friday. I'm off tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. And now let's get on to our guest. Oh, man, so I met this woman. I haven't personally met her, which is crazy because I was right in Jersey. I should have met her personally, but I didn't. But Georgette and I interviewed her probably around 2003, 2004. We had a podcast called Business with Breakfast, and we used to do it every Tuesday at 9 a.m. This is how long I've been podcasting. This was before podcasting was a $1 million industry. Had I just stuck that out, I probably would already have $1 million podcast network now. I didn't. I went on and did some other stuff like publishing and writing books. I did that. But anyway, she has been featured on the cover of Black Enterprise. I aspire to get there. I'm so excited to talk to her. She's also been given the Influencer Award by the Urban League, the Black Executive Award by the African American Chamber of Commerce, the Agent of Change Award by the National Council of Negro Women. She spoke for the Girl Scouts. She's been on Our World, Black Enterprise. She's been on the Today Show, CBS, Arise TV. I can keep going on and on and on. Listen, she is the founder and the CEO of Puka Pure and Simple, which is a bath and body and a beauty brand. And I'm excited to have her as my guest today. We spoke so many years ago, and we've come full circle now, and I'm so excited to have her back on the show again. I'm all the way down in Georgia now. When I did it the first time, I was in Jersey, but I'm in Georgia now. So look at that. Look at God. Ain't he good? Welcome to the show, Miss Dawn Fitch.
Morning. I'm so excited to be here. Very excited.
I'm so excited to have you. Man, it's been, and I said to Georgia, I think we interviewed Dawn. And she's like, we interviewed. Mm-hmm. So let me tell y'all this. When we first started, there are about 215 episodes over on Blog Talk Radio because that's where we used to interview people. It wasn't Spreaker. It wasn't Lisbon. It wasn't Blueberry. It wasn't Buzzsprout. It wasn't any of those. It was just Blog Talk back then. So that's telling you how long we've been doing this. And so we used to have call-in interviews just like I'm doing right now. And Dawn was one of my guests. Another person that was one of my guests, I'm seeking to get him back on the show. His name is Steve Olsher. Steve is huge in podcasting right now. He actually published a podcast magazine, but We're gonna see can we get him on the show as well. But Dawn, thank you so much for being here. You've been doing this thing for a long time, 21 years. How have you managed that?
Ooh, well, I like to tell people I started when I was 2. Because people are like, well, 21 years, how old are you? I'm like, mind your business, okay? I was very young. But God has been good. The journey has been amazing. I mean, there's been ups and downs, but we've just persevered and just stayed with the times. We had a wonderful, amazing group of people that have just followed us and just rocked with us for 21 years. And we are blessed for it.
So now tell people how you got started. I know you said you got started because you became sick. What happened?
I am actually a graphic artist by trade. So I was working in Manhattan and doing design. I worked for Sony Music and just loving life. And on the way to work one day, just started feeling funny and went numb from the waist down. And that pretty much started 4 or 5 year journey of trying to figure out what was wrong with me, going to doctors, and they kept sending me home, telling me, girl, you're healthy, you're fine. But I'm like, all right, I don't feel good, and you're telling me I'm fine. I'm going to have to do something and try to, make myself feel better. So I just dove into all kind of articles and just reading and researching and changed my diet, changed everything I ate. And I read this great article about what you put on your skin goes into your system. So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to put anything bad on my skin because it's going to go into the system. So I just started creating products for myself, healthier things. I fell in love with aromatherapy and essential oils, and I became that annoying friend. I can admit it. I was just like, oh, you're going to eat that? You're going to put that on your skin? It was like, okay, Dawn, enough. But, I cared. And I was like, the more and more I read and researched, I'm like, guys, we got to pay attention to this. So I had so many products in my house. And I always tell people I'm not really a cook. I have to admit that. I'm not really a cook. Mm-hmm. But so you're not going to eat when you come to my house, but you're going to be moisturized. Your skin's going to look good when you eat. So I have products everywhere. And, the graphic artist in me said everything you make, I just put a little label on it to make it neat. And my mom called us her pucalitas. We still don't know why when we were little. So I wanted to put pucalitas on it, couldn't fit it, cut it in half, just slap puka on every label. And my friends were like, why don't you have so much stuff? Let's just take it to a festival. PNC has a festival in Jersey, has a festival every September. And I was like, all right, we got a little table. I put my little stuff out there, and we sold out. I was like, oh, my goodness. They bought the whole table. We were like, I think we just started a business. And from there, we put together a little website, and it has just been, like I said, been a journey for 21 years. But basically, it did start because I wasn't feeling good, and I needed a solution to help me feel better. And it turned into, that's always the silver lining, was starting this business.
Did you ever find out what was wrong, or you just changed everything and everything got better?
It did. It got better. I really started to feel good. And then we started the business. That was around 2000. And a couple of years down the road, maybe 2006, I started feeling bad again. I was like, all right, maybe I'm slacking off. But I had a bad day. My feet were tingly. And I went to the emergency room. And the doctor asked me something that nobody ever asked me all the time. He's like, what do you think is wrong with you? And I was like, oh, never really thought about that. So I said either diabetes or multiple sclerosis. And I said, because I had done so much research on all this stuff. And I knew they had tested me for diabetes. Mm-hmm. So he tested me for multiple sclerosis and for MS, and that's what it was. And I can tell you on that day, I was actually elated. I was happy because you can't fight what you don't know. Right. And now at least I had a name, I had a diagnosis, and I could, do my research and get to doing what I needed to do to completely feel better and heal.
Oh man, I didn't know that part. So you got diagnosed with MS, and did you change your diet even more, or were you sticking to the same diet you had before?
Well, I had sort of slacked off, so I was like, let me get back on this. So I got onto it more, and I just dug a little deeper. I got into, powerful things like, turmeric and apple cider vinegar and, things that you open up your cabinet that are right in there. It just really made me dive head into my, my holistic journey. And I still have ups and downs, but, God is good. I'm still walking, talking, seeing, doing what I need to do. So I stay on this journey, and I just try to help others, educate others, and, share my story so that if it's something that, that they are going through, that they know that there's another option. There is other options and other ways and other things to do.
Yeah, I have a friend, she has MS, and she has some really bad bouts at times. I don't even know if she knows what. And she used to live in East Orange too, and she lives in Texas now. But I don't even know if she knows all the stuff you're saying that she could possibly do to help herself. Because I think I met a woman. She was FBI agent, which was pretty cool, and she said she got fibromyalgia. And they couldn't treat it. And she did exactly what you said. She just said, I just went holistic and I treated myself. She said, they put me on some medication that made me so lethargic I couldn't get off my couch. She said, I know I didn't want to live like that. So she did exactly what you did. She went to the local community college and she learned how to be a herbologist. And she just started doing all herbs. And she has a beautiful house here in Gwinnett County. I had never seen a house like this. It was so gorgeous. She had a window. Wow. She has where her sink was doing. There was a ledge behind the sink. It was a grow area for all the herbs in her kitchen.
Oh,
it was beautiful. I never seen anything like it. I was like, wow. So she grows everything, and she takes all of that stuff. And she said because of that, she was able to, to start functioning regularly again, even with fibromyalgia. And I heard that's very, very painful. So, that just speaks to
there's so much power in all that stuff. Like I'm studying to be an aromatherapist, and I think when we start looking more into nature, we'll find some more answers. And a couple of years back, I was having a bad MS day, and I was like, I know other women are going through the same thing. So I grabbed a couple of friends. I was like, I'm gonna start a Facebook community called the Best Life Tribe. I think there were maybe 20 of us, and I said, I'm gonna talk about healing and natural herbs and exercise, all of it. And that tribe has gone from 20 women to now I think it's 5,300 women are in there, and we talking every day about just holistic healthcare. So please tell your friend to come and join the Best Life Tribe on Facebook. Sure will. Because there's love and support there.
I sure will. Now, are the 5,300 women that are there? Are they all MS? Do they all have MS, or are they just okay?
Nope.
Okay.
They're just women. Nope, women that want to be healthier.
I'm gonna join your tribe.
Our motto is baby steps to being healthier. So we talk about making matcha lattes. Before the pandemic, we go on trips. We went to a lavender farm. We went hiking. That's nice. So we just do things for better health.
So the content producer in me is saying, did you videotape any of that stuff?
Oh, I got videos.
Okay, good.
I got a lot of stuff. Look, I'm gonna get you in that tribe. All you got to do is it's a Facebook. It's the Best Life Tribe with Dawn Fitch. But it's just a healthy community. It's just for everybody, every age, women that are just really trying to find out some, healthier tips. A little apple cider vinegar in the morning, a little ginger and turmeric, a sea moss face mask. It's a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of things, and people share. It's a sharing thing.
I'm definitely.
So I may not answer, but somebody else will be like, "Oh, I know that." So good.
I'm definitely going to join because I'm on a health kick. I've been doing good. I've been overweight my entire life. My mother said, I asked her, said, when did I start gaining weight? She said about 4. I was like, really? And so I got all the way up. My highest weight was 346.
Okay.
I got up to 346, and I've lost 120 pounds. So,
oh wow! Congratulations.
I have to be healthy, and it's so funny because my mom passed in January from COVID, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but she had COPD, and she knew it came from smoking, and so my uncle, one of her oldest brother, he passed in 2009 from lung cancer, and the day he got diagnosed with lung cancer, my mom stopped smoking, but a year later she had COPD. Which was crazy. Like up until that point, she had no problems. She didn't cough. She didn't do anything. She stopped smoking, and she developed COPD. And she just was never able to really recover. And during the Christmas holiday, we had been really safe. Like everybody was safe. My granddaughter went to daycare, and someone exposed her, and we didn't know. And we all had COVID. Right after Christmas, all of us, my entire family. And we were like, well, how did we get it? And the school told my daughter on the 22nd of December that the baby was exposed. But she was home by then for Christmas. And by then, we were all exposed.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. And my mom didn't recover. But what?
Oh, my goodness.
And how, even though that's really tragic, that put me on a... I had been on a healthy kick for all anyway, and she and I would go back and forth like, you got to eat right. We had been doing that for a while, but I'm even more so now. So I would definitely be joining the tribe because one of my things is inflammation. And I know inflammation is huge. I know it's huge. And so I can't really take apple cider vinegar. It does something to my stomach. But I know there's turmeric and things like that. So I'm definitely going to be joining the tribe. And I hope you guys listening, if you want to get healthy, 5,300 women who are on the same page with you. Listen, let me tell you what I've learned. If you want to be healthy, get around healthy people. If you want to be rich, get around rich folks. If you want to be successful in business, get around successful business people. So that is what I've learned, and that's what you got to do. So, Dawn, I want to kind of shift gears for a minute now, because I want to go back and I want to talk. I want to talk about, you know, this journey of this entrepreneur journey you've been on for 21 years and how you've managed to sustain it. And let's go back a minute. So you were making products in your kitchen. You did really well. You went to an event. You sold out. You turned it into a business. Then you were able to get inside a Whole Food and QVC. Let's talk about those two journeys.
Okay. Well, it's funny because the journeys are all connected in basically you are the voice of your business. And when I started the business, I thought everything was going to just take right off. And, you know, there was some work that needed to be done. This is 20-something years ago. The internet wasn't like it is now. You know, so I put up a website and thought people was just going to order the next day. I ain't seen no orders on that website for a minute. So it was very grassroots. It was going to events and packing up and, you know, and setting up and driving somewhere else and packing up. People did house parties for us. I mean, it was a lot of physical labor and traveling around to get this thing off the ground, because you could buy Bath and Body at that point anywhere. You go into, you know, the Target or the mall or somewhere. So in order to get people to buy, we had to go from place to place to place. But the best thing that we did was capture those emails, that mailing list. That mailing list from 20 years ago, you saved us every month, every week when I send out a newsletter. So I tell people now, yes, social media is great, but that is a platform that people have to go to your platform. With the person's email address, you can put mail right into their email. Like, there's a big difference. So you got to get those names. But at the very beginning, you know, after, you know, a while, I just got tired, you know, and it just also didn't take off the way I needed to. I was like, I need to get me a little part-time job. So, you know, got a little part-time job selling at a restaurant and as a hostess. And this man who owned the restaurant was such a wonderful mentor. Definitely have to find a mentor. They don't have to be in your industry necessarily, but find a mentor. And he really helped me to grow the business. He listened to me. He helped me out. And while I was working for him, one of my friends I said I was working at Sony Music. So why don't you come back and show us what you're doing? And I had a little pride moment, you know, and there's nothing wrong with slinging ribs like I was doing, but I was like, oh, I used to be in the music industry, and now I'm going to go back and say I'm, you know, working at a restaurant, and I'm, you know, making my little body business. So I had a little pride moment, which we know pride ain't nothing but, you know, something that's going to hold you back. So I was like, you know what, let me go up here and I'm going to show these people what I'm doing. Maybe they'll purchase a couple things and hold my head up high and keep it moving. So I did that. It was a great day. And the woman who actually took my job after I left said, you know what, I have a really great friend that works at Whole Foods. I'm going to connect you to.
Wow.
And from that connection, we're in 65 Whole Foods.
Holy
You know
crap.
what I mean? So I call that my pride to the side moment. You never know where your opportunity is going to come, and you're the mouth of your business. So sometimes you just got to stand up straight, keep it moving, because there's going to be days you don't feel like doing that. And because I went back and met this girl and met that connection, now it wasn't like we were in there the next day, but we met with this guy and he really helped us. You got to change your packaging. You got to get $2 million insurance policy. You got to do the work. But that connection was made there, and that's how we're now in all these Whole Foods. And that was truly a blessing. So you're going to have your pride to the side moment. And think about it when you get ready to say no, be like, you know what, let me rethink this, and just get out there, and you got to do what you got to do to hustle for your business.
So going into that many stores, first of all, how long did the process take you to get in the stores?
The process was about maybe 8 to 10 months.
Okay.
Because like I said, he walked us through it, and he was like, your packaging isn't going to work. So we had to redesign the packaging. And then when we got to Whole Foods, we had to make sure that we had insurance. You're going on a major shelf. People are using your product. Where's your liability policy? So I tried to get a little policy, and I had a small policy, and they were like, nope, you need a $2 million policy. What? But you know what? There is an avenue, and there's always a way for you to get there. And I met a woman who started a trade organization for women who make products, by hand. And that was the best thing that I could do to connect with her. She helped me to get the insurance and things like that. We had to make sure that the recipes were consistent. We were using a different kind of shea butter, and it was getting a little grainy. So Whole Foods was like, if you send us one more grainy package, you're off the shelf.
Wow.
So there were so many things that, so many pieces that we had to do. We had to put in a return policy, and we put the whole line in there. We had a lot of pieces to the line, oils, this, that. We put the whole line in. We started in a few smaller stores in Jersey, and we put the whole line in there, and we didn't realize that Whole Foods has a 100% return policy. You don't like something, you can eat it, use it, and bring it back to Whole Foods because they pass it on to the vendor. So somebody would use the whole bottle and then say, I ain't like this, and bring it back, and I had to pay for it. Or I had to give Whole Foods the money back for it.
Really?
So you really, you got to know your margins. You have to know, how much is this costing me? How much am I making? And you have to be able to make sure that these returns don't really take you over to the point where you're losing money. So when we started looking at it, we were like, okay, why don't the hair products sold super well, and we never got any returns on them. So we pulled the whole entire line, and we're like, we just don't sell the hair. And that was the best. At first I was like, no, we need to have everything in there. Nope. We have 2 products in there that are doing well, and every store, we have not had a return since, I don't know, it's been 10 years. So sometimes you have to make a decision that you may feel like, oh, that's, it's hurting, but you may scale it back to grow even more. So it was a process, but it was a learning experience. And now, 20 years later, we're ready to introduce the body butters to Whole Foods. We wanted to make sure we know our margins, we know it sells, we know exactly what scents, we know how to market it, we know how to do this. From scaling back at the beginning, now we're ready to introduce some more products into Whole Foods, and we know that we won't have any returns and that they'll be profitable.
I can tell you right now, the freaking body butters are amazing. and when I tell you, I had to fight. Like, listen, stay out of my room, stay out of my stuff. Like, stay out of my stuff. And they're all going, and I need to get some more, but. Yeah, you're right. Like, I like what you said. You said we had to scale it back. So we took everything out and we left the one thing that was working. And I think in business, that's what a lot of us fall back. And I give you a prime example, Dawn. So when off the air, Dawn and I was talking, I was telling her about I'm creating this podcast network. It was the funniest thing. The guy from Gwinnett Podcast, that's the name of the podcast, Gwinnett Podcast. He hit me up on Facebook yesterday, and he's really, really nice. Like, they put me on a billboard on 85 in Atlanta, which was crazy. I was like, yes.
Wow.
But he hit me up, and he was like, you are the podcast queen, right? Now, that's the second time this month I've heard that. And I was like, that's what people think of me as, a podcast queen? So when I woke up this morning I was like, hell, I'm the podcast queen, right? I had to embrace that and own that, and because my company is a media company, we got streaming TV networks and we have podcasting. But I don't talk about the streaming TV side as much. I'm always talking about podcasting, which I talk about every day to somebody. And I was like, I'm the podcast queen. So I woke up this morning and I was thinking, yeah, I'm about to blow this pod. I just text my husband like, yeah, I'm about to blow this podcast business out the water. He was like, please do. It's hilarious. He's like, please do. I was like, I am. But that helped me see that this is my thing and this is what people know me for versus, I could tell you all day long how to create an Alexa skill for your podcast, but they don't care about that. They know me from podcasting or how to get on Amazon Fire TV. I don't talk about that very often. Even though that's a part of my company, I don't talk about it. I talk about podcasting. So the fact that you say, you know what, we're going to pull everything out because, first of all, it's killing us because we get returns, but this hair thing is great. And a lot of people will be afraid to do that. They tell you to niche down, but a lot of people will be afraid to do that. And so when you got ready to take the products out and leave that one product, what did you and your team say about that? Like, oh my God, how are we going to make money? And what were your sales like after that?
We were looking at each other like, oh, okay. But the thing of it was, we had to pay for those returns, and they made us pay because by this point we had gotten on the Today Show, so we got calls from Whole Foods in other areas So we were in Texas, Louisiana, and they made us, when we got returns, we had to ship the bottles back. We was like, just throw them out. We had to pay to ship the bottles back. So it was getting expensive. And we were like, we're growing in these stores. If we don't stop the bleeding now, and we want to go in more stores, that's just going to hurt us. So we took it out, and we did hold our breath a minute, like, okay, let's see how this moves. And we did a lot of marketing around the hair. You know, go to Whole Foods, and, you know, every Whole Foods that we're in, go to Whole Foods and get your hair products. And, you know, we did our little social media and stuff. So we really pushed what we knew. And everybody else who wanted things, we just pushed them to our website. I mean, that's where we make our most money anyway. So we were a little nervous, but then we saw in about like maybe 2 months, the orders started to increase. And we were like, boom, we got it. And there were no returns. So when we saw that it was like those first 2 months, we were nervous. We were like, okay, but we're not going to sit here and stare at this thing and give this all this energy. We turned around, we started working on other avenues, the website, and developing things there, and trying to develop puka parties. And we just kept our eye over there, you know, but they kept on ordering. We did the marketing to back it up. And about 2 months, we could see like, okay, this is working now. We're getting more orders and no returns. So we were really happy with it.
So now you got into that many stores, you were getting national exposure on the news outlets. How are you able to ramp up your production? What was that like?
Well, we moved. We were in a very small place, and when we got into Whole Foods and we started getting into more stores, and people started to hit that website. And the great thing about it was, when we got into the Whole Foods stores with the hair, when we pulled it, we just started doing hair. And like I said, we got into areas like Louisiana, Colorado, Texas. What would happen is people would buy the hair and say, oh, I like this. Turn the label over, go to our website, and order other things. So that's where our website really started getting it together. We had all the packaging had the website on it. And people liked the hair stuff so much, it introduced them. So we would see pockets of orders from areas where we were in Whole Foods, because I was like, all right, I know nobody's been in Colorado. So who's over there, you know? And I'm like, and how are they finding out about us? And we found out it was the tracing from the hair to go to the website and buy other products. So that was a great way that we expanded. And once we did that and we saw that ramping up, and we watched our numbers, we were like, okay, our numbers are increasing more and more and more. We had our recipes down packed. You know, we had our production manual, and we looked at the money and we were like, okay, this is what we could afford. We could afford a bigger space. It wasn't the luxury space that we wanted, but we found a space that we could afford, and we scaled by our numbers. We did not leave and go to the next place until we knew we could financially sustain it and it made sense. And we waited about 4 or 5 months to see if this was just a trend or if it just stuck, and those numbers stayed. We're like, all right, let's go to the next place. So we did our little due diligence at every level. Make sure we have the recipes. Make sure we have our suppliers down and locked. Make sure we know our cost of goods. And then, you know, every month we would meet, okay, the numbers are looking solid. It's time to go to the next level. And then once we started to go to the next level and we got to that next place, which is where I think we met, which was Manufacturers Village, then we sort of leveled off there for a minute. And we're like, okay, let's get on this level and let's see how we sustain. I hired a production person. So everything goes by your numbers and looking where you are. But we didn't jump out there at the beginning. And at the beginning, you want to. I want a fancy big place and I want to spend all this. You got to do it by your numbers. You have to do it by your numbers so that you can sustain it. And that's what we did. We watched the numbers and we moved slow and steady. And we developed processes. And, you know, that's what was important too. We knew exactly how to make the product so that it's made the same way every time. You know, we developed a marketing plan so that we can get it out there. We killed that mailing list. That was our saving grace. Newsletters came out every Monday, every Friday. I know people were sick of us, but either they didn't open it or they just, you know, and we would add other content to the newsletters. It wasn't just like buy puka today. You know, we gave them a tip, or we gave them a story, or we told them what was happening with our, you know, with our brand. And that's where you said earlier that the market is starting to get flooded. Everybody is making handmade products, especially during the pandemic. But what is going to set you apart is your story. You know, people attach, yes, they can find a great butter there. I'm going to say mine are the best, but everybody's going to say theirs is the best. What sets you apart is your story, your brand. How are you serving people? How do people connect to you? If you don't develop that, then you're just another, you know, you're another body butter, another something. I could get that somewhere else. our customers connect to us. They connect to my story.
Mm-hmm.
And, they connect to the story of natural wellness, and they want to follow the brand. So if you give them your brand story and they're interested, they'll follow you through the journey. Mm-hmm. These people from 20 years ago, they could have found another body butter. It's not a house. You're not committed to a house or a car. This stuff is $16, but they're committed to the story and the support. So that's what you have to get out there and build. And people are like, I don't have a story. You have a story. If you started the business, you have a why you did that. And you have to develop that story and develop your brand. That's what's going to make you different. Unfortunately, not the product. You got to have good, solid products, but your brand and your story and your connection and how you serve people, that's what's going to take you to the next level. And that's what's going to make you different from everybody else out here in this game. Wow,
that's some really good information, because when I think about the market, and I met this young guy recently. He had I love body butters. Like I love body butters. I bought two. I bought one from this. Now they were in the same room. I bought one from her and one from him, and I loved his the best. And guess what? He didn't have a website. And I ran out. I think I ran out Friday. Like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna scrape the inside out. I ran out because I was like, oh my God. I ran out Friday, but there's no way for me to contact him. Like he had nothing, no website, no anything. And I'm like, I can't even go back and get it. I still have hers. I didn't like it as much, but because it was kind of grainy. And I'm like, I don't really like hers as much. But his, I loved. It was like smooth like butter. But I can't find them. And so
can't find it.
The fact that you said you put your website on all your packaging so people can they can go back and reorder and order new stuff. I think that's amazing. But a lot of people don't even know. You know how many people I bump into? And it's crazy because let's talk about investment into your business, into your time. I bump into so many people, and I try to support them all when I go out, that don't have a website. They give me a jacked up business card with nothing on it but an IG page. I'm like, really? I'm old school. I'm going to go to your website. I ain't going to IG. And it's so funny because my daughter and I go through this back and forth all the time because she won't set up a website for anything. And I'm like, listen, if IG decide they want to shut you down, nobody's going to be able to find you. You need a website. We do this all the time, and she won't get a website. But I bump into people.
And it's your home base.
It's your home base. And you own that site. But they won't do it.
Yep.
I bump into people who don't want to spend the time. They don't want to spend the time to invest in learning, which I think is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
How much time did you spend into learning how to do this thing so you can grow and stay around for 21 years and preferably 100 more?
You want daily time? Because that's what it's going to take. This is your business. The industry changes, business changes, everything changes. You got to dig in there. Like your investment in your education and your learning and your growing. That's a continual thing. Like you're never going to be finished with that if you want your business to keep evolving. So at the beginning, like I said, I was developing products, but people want to know, why am I using this? What is it good for? And, not only that stuff, but how do you set up a business? What are the legal ramifications? How do should I be incorporated? There's so much stuff to learn. I'm still reading books. So if you are to the point where you're not learning or you're not educating, educating yourself, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And I'm not saying I'm wishing goodness on everybody, but that may be where you start to fall flat. If you feel like my business isn't taking off, or there are so many resources now with the internet, like you can get everybody's story and follow it. There's nothing that you can't learn. So if you're not pushing yourself and learning, and it's just not. It's another one of those. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because there are people out here who are diving in every day, and those people are going to excel, and you don't want to be left behind. So and I'm not saying you got to read 2 books a day or something. But you just got to educate yourself. If you see something, at least Google it. Let me learn something. Learn something every day. You got to learn something every day. And there's so much information out here. But sometimes we as a people we don't want and I hate to do the we as a people thing, but we have to dig into the information part of it.
You have to.
It's a lot of it out here. You have to.
I met this guy. He reached out to me. I was giving a class on podcasting. The class was $97, right? And so he reached out to me, and he's like, before I pay for the class, this is what he said to me, before I pay for the class, I just want to know, what am I going to learn that I can't learn online? I said, you probably going to learn the same thing. I said, but here's the thing. You're paying to skip the line. I said, because I've been doing this quite a long time, and I'm almost positive you're not going to do all the research that you can get from me in that 90 minutes, right? He would not pay me. And I was like, that's fine. You ain't got to pay me. Go online, find everything. He did 2 episodes. That's all he ever did.
And gone.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
And so my thing, and had he took the class, I would have said to him, maybe you shouldn't start a podcast because you need to be passionate about it. You need to have if you're not passionate about it, somebody in your team need to love to talk. That's
but if you're an entrepreneur, you cannot always want a physical return. I think if we spend $100, we want to have something in our hand. What did I buy for that? Like, information isn't valued. And it's valued more than a physical return. Had he taken your course, one, he would have had access to you, questions and answers back and forth. He would have got that insight. That's more valuable than what you could, and just the accountability. Yes, you could go on the internet and find out about podcasting, but obviously you haven't done that. Which is why you're looking up a class. Right. You're just not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And I had another young lady. I did a consultation with her about 2 years ago. She wanted to start a internet TV company. And so I said to her, listen, it's expensive. So I already had a company called HerTube. I said, why don't you just start with me? I think at that time it was like $197 a month. She got to put, I think, 30 videos up on the network every year. And it was really, I try to make it reasonable because I'm talking to our people, right? So I already know, you know, it needs to be reasonable. So I says $197 a month. You can put your channel up there, your own branded channel. So when people go to HerTube, your channel pops up. You would not believe, I put that out to a lot of folks. When people would go to the network, they would see nothing but white women, right? Because that's who signed up. And then they would come to me and say, well, I don't see anything, but you didn't sign up. So the people that came and signed up was these people. So the girl didn't go with me, went with somebody else, paid them $500 a month. I was charging $197. Paid them $500 a month. Couldn't sustain that. She reached out to me 2 weeks ago and she said, are you still in Georgia? And I was like, yeah. She said, can I take you to lunch and pick your brain? I was like, no. You can set up a consultation.
Yep.
Right.
You had a chance to pick my brain back in the day. Wow.
You had a chance to be on my network where I got 100,000 subscribers, but for $197, but you chose to be on somebody else's for $500. And now you're not on there. Oh, now you want to pick my brain over lunch. Nah, you can do this consultation. And that may sound kind of mean, but you have to start knowing your value because back then she could pick my brain and buy lunch because I was being nice. But now you done got screwed. Now you want to come back and I'm feeling some kind of way. Right. Nah, you got to do a consultation. Yeah. And so sometimes...
And we have to conquer that.
Yes.
I don't know how, but like something with, or they feel like you should just give them the information.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like again, it's not a physical product. Just tell me.
Right.
Oh, it's my product. I worked hard.
That's right.
I dug into the information. You know, so we have to start valuing information.
I'm the one doing the studying on Sundays when I should be watching Hallmark. You know what I mean? I'm the one reading a book when I should be watching, the Mystery Channel. I'm the one doing that. While you're doing life, I'm doing that. Now you want to pick my brain for free. No, I did free. Right. God knows I have done a ton of free, and I still do free. But I just felt some kind of way when she said that to me. She's like, "You're the only one I trust." Nah, you don't trust me because you didn't go with my channel. You went with somebody else's channel, paid them twice as much. They screwed you. Now you want to come back to me for free. Not gonna happen. And so, I was like, no. But anyway, you have grown. You're about to expand the Body Butters into Whole Foods. Tell us about the QVC experience, because I was like, oh, that's nice.
Ooh, let me tell you something, okay? 2020 was, we all know, the craziest year on the planet. But if you were able to pivot, and, I'm always very conscious about that. I know that there are a lot of businesses that didn't make it, and I'm very sorry. I know how much people put into their businesses. So I just feel for everybody who their business wasn't able to make it. But if you had a physical product and a website and you could pivot, you did okay in 2020. And we had a blessed 2020 because we found where to pivot and how to pivot. And we had our ducks in a row. A lot of times we're doing the taxes a little da-da-da. We don't want to get an accountant. We don't want to get a bookkeeper. We don't want to do, we don't have our numbers right. And that's all well and good if you want to stay at that level. But when time comes and there are opportunities and they're like, okay, send me this, send me that, and now you don't have it, you can't take advantage of those opportunities. Mm-hmm. And I saw a lot of businesses that didn't get all of the funding that came in 2020 because they didn't take the time to put those things together. I don't care how small your business is. You can have an Excel spreadsheet. You can know your cost of goods sold. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have $1 million accounting. So during 2020, there was a lot of money around and there were a lot of grants. People were sending me stuff left and right. I was signing up for everything. Mm-hmm. It'd be in the middle of the night and I'd get an email popped up. So somebody sent me an email about Curate. The company's called Curate. And I signed up for it in the middle of the night, did my story, and about 3 or 4 days later, I got an email that said, you've been accepted for the grant for Curate. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. A woman called me and she's like, you know what? This is for Curate-owned QVC and HSN. She said, we got your story, we got all your paperwork, all your stuff. And because of everything that's going on, Curate, HSN, QVC wants to support small Black-owned businesses. Wow! So you have been given the grant. The grant includes you will be live on QVC 4 times. You'll be live on HSN 4 times. We're going to do a story about you. You're going to be on the podcast. We're going to push. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, so you're sold on QVC. I was like, nope, this was a grant. And what they did was they put us on there and they advertised our products. All money went to our website and to us. So all the people from QVC that they flooded to us came right to our website, ordered from us. We kept all of the money and we kept all of the names. So QVC knocked it out the park for Black businesses. And they featured, I think it was 30 across the U.S. They might have done 2 cycles. So it was, the max was 60. And when I say amazing, we had a team that did a video for us. We were on there. They gave us training to be on the show 4 times. It was just, and then over the holidays, just because they ran our stories again, and on Christmas Day, which nobody ever orders on Christmas Day from our website, mm-hmm. we had a bang-up Christmas Day because QVC sent all of these people to us. But the key is having a customer is amazing, but you got to keep those names. And when they hit our website, that pop up to join our mailing list, those people join. So those people aren't going anywhere. Those names are on our website and we can get in touch with them and they order. We've kept those customers. And QVC then put us into a mentorship. So now every week I meet with the QVC team and for the next 3 months, they give us mentorship. How do you need to scale your business? What do you need to do? That is invaluable. Like my mother's a QVC person. I'm like, Mom, stay off QVC. Now I'm like, girl, order everything you want. We're going to support our QVC.
Wow. So, that's a great story. Oh my God. That is a wonderful. So now when you got all the orders, I'm just assuming that you had enough manpower to say, you know what, we got to get them out the door.
Yep. We knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. And we offered them, they can order anything, but we offered them bundles. Mm-hmm. So we put together QVC bundles. We know these people are going to be new. They don't want to be surfing around your website trying to figure out what to buy. So we're like, hey, QVC, here's a bundle in 3 different kinds. We made it super easy for them. Buy a bundle, take it home. And we tracked it. So we had stuff on the shelves. We knew what we were going on. So we had stuff on the shelves ready to go. We did our prep, our pre-prep. So the shelves were loaded and we were just waiting to be on, and I got to be on there and smiling and being goofy, but it was fun. It was a great opportunity. But like I said, you gotta be ready for these things. I know sometimes we don't want to do all that governmental stuff and the paperwork and are you certified? You don't want to do all that, but when time comes for opportunities and they're looking for that stuff, you're gonna be like, oh man, I wish I would have done that. You can stay small and not do that stuff and hide out a little bit. But if you want to really grow and play with those big companies, you got to have your ducks in a row. So there is a reason to do all those right things.
Are you certified as a DBA or WBE? A DBE or WBE?
Women minority business owned.
Yeah. When I was in Jersey, I was certified. I'm not certified here in Georgia, but just listening to you talk, I better get my butt certified. I was a WBE in Jersey and an MBE. And what was crazy about that is I had a publishing company at the time, and I actually did get a contract through the East Orange Board of Education to do booklets for them.
Nice.
And so
oh, wow.
I know the power of that, and I could kick myself now for not being certified because I know the power of that. So yeah, you want to have it right. But I think the other thing too is being clear. Like, I've been doing this show for 2 years and 4 months. And so I did it because I almost went into politics. That's how I started it. I almost went into politics. And after going to a few meetings, I'm like, yeah, that's not I don't have the temperament for that just yet. So, and I was new, so I wanted to connect to my community. So I started the podcast. I said, well, I know podcasts connect people. Let me start one. And of course I did that. And now I'm really connected. As a matter of fact, I have to do I'm moderating a session for the district attorney next month, but I've done quite a few things with her and for her since I've done this podcast. So it connects you. It really connects you. So that was the first thing. And so I wasn't really clear about which way I wanted to go with the business until when I tell you I was super duper clear this morning, I was super duper clear this morning. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So I guarantee you the next month, I'm going to be working on my certification as a WB and an MBE because I know that's important. Especially if you want to grow. And it may be $1 million contract out there waiting for me, and I'm messing around, like you said. Like, you ain't got to, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that makes a lot of sense. Go. That's right. And I get it. I should smack myself for not doing what I need to do right now when it comes to that part.
No, you shouldn't. But you heard it, and you're going to do it now.
I sure am, sister. So, 5 years from now, what do you see the company?
Well, we're moving into wellness. I really want to dig more into wellness. I love the bath and body aspect. I think we've made a little dent in there. So I see Puka as a wellness brand. I want to get out there. I want to be offering people matcha and just other things. We're coming out with a puzzle, and that's for brain work. But it's a beautiful puzzle with beautiful Black women on it, and especially like with where this whole quarantine thing is. Puzzles are great. We're gonna do like maybe puzzle in a podcast. Maybe we'll do something with you, but. We want to branch out into wellness things and more lifestyle things. So we want to definitely offer more wellness products. Maybe there's going to be Puka turmeric and Puka ginger supplements and things like that. So we want to move into the wellness area. Keep the bath and body, but move definitely into wellness. And I am looking to get my own little Best Life Tribe TV show. I try to put it out there whenever I can. Because I believe in put it out there and let God know what I'm looking for. So I want to be able to share all of this stuff on a little show. So that's where I see Puka going.
When you get ready, Noise Media Network has a TV network on Apple, Roku, Amazon, Fire TV, and Android. And we have a mobile app. So we have a platform for you. You just got to be ready.
See how that happens? Yeah. See? Put it out there. Look, put it out there. You get an instant answer.
Yes, girl. Listen, I love media. Like, if someone had told me when I got out of high school that I could be in media the way I'm in it right now, I would have been like, yes. But nobody told me because I couldn't be in it like that because it was different. Now, today, I have a network that's streaming on all of those platforms. And it's amazing. It's amazing that I was in a meeting yesterday and this guy came in. He was talking about his networks. I'm sitting in the meeting. He's like, yeah, we're on Apple TV, and we're on Roku, and we're on Amazon Fire TV, and we're on Android TV. And a lot of people don't even know Android make TVs. But Android is like one of the biggest TV manufacturers out there because a lot of the TVs are built on the Android platforms. And I said, me too. He's like, really? I said, yeah, it's called Noise Media Network. Look me up. And he's like, I'm going to do that. So if you got any of those devices, if you look up Noise Media Network, you'll see my network pull up. But
I'm going on it.
Look on it, Noise Media Network. So you're going into health and wellness. I got to touch on this last thing before we close out. Hemp and marijuana. Because, that's a big deal. And I think Jersey made it legal, right?
Yeah. Yep. CBD. Yeah.
CBD.
Look, put the little secret out there. We're definitely going in the direction of CBD oils and CBD skincare. Get that extra healing and skincare and nourishment. So I'm diving into that right now. I'm in the research phase. Just like we talked about, I'm gathering all my information. But it's powerful. It's definitely coming for Puka. We plan to have like a CBD collection.
Nice.
The butter, the oil, the this or that with CBD, because you got to follow those trends.
You got to follow them, and I think that's a good one.
And you're on it. Yeah. Yep. Oh, definitely.
I went to in down here in Gwinnett County. They got a town called Auburn. Auburn. I'm having anyway. It's over here by me, but they got these little, the she sheds. You ever seen this, like the little sheds? They call them she sheds. It's a shed. It's like so they got these little she shed stores in that town, Auburn. I don't know why I was having problems. Auburn. Okay. So it's Auburn, Georgia. It's right here by me. They got a little downtown Auburn. They have these little she shed stores, and they are so cute. But I went into one, and they sold CBD oil and all these different products like honey sticks and all that kind of stuff. And when I tell you, that guy showed me probably a 4-ounce bottle or something. He was like, "This is $165." I was like, "What?" Yeah. He said, "Yeah." And he started telling me all the benefits. I'm like, "Mister, it's 4 ounces." He was like, "I know, but I was like, "Oh yeah." So he go me, I don't know if that's gonna help me right there for $165, but I understand that the healing powers are great. I did buy the honey sticks. I bought the honey sticks. He's like, "Listen, only take one of the honey sticks. We gotta dip
our toe in a little at a time."
Yeah. He said, "Don't only take half of the honey stick. Don't do the whole honey stick." And I was like, "Okay." So I bought the honey stick. But what I was thinking about, I was talking to some friends. When you become a woman of a certain age, you get these little puffs under your eyes, especially if you work around the clock like we do. And so I was like, "Yeah, I want to get something to put on my eyes." So one lady said, "Well, I put Preparation H under mine." I was like, "I'm not about to put Preparation H on my face."
Her eyeballs out.
Right. So when you said that, I'm thinking, well, make sure you get something to go up under our eyes so we can tighten the skin and all that good stuff.
I'm right there with you, woman of a certain age. I'm making eye stuff, hot flash stuff.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, yes.
My CBD is going to have a focus, and it's going to be affordable, and it's going to work.
Yes, girl. Listen. Yes. Hot flashes. Oh, my God, yes. Oh. When I tell you those are the absolute worst.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, those are bad. Dawn Fitch, it's been a pleasure talking to you. How can people reach out to you and Puka?
Has.
How can they get in touch with you and find out more about what you do? Wait. Yeah. I got one last question. I got 2 questions. I said I had one.
That's okay.
When Lisa Price sold Carol's daughter, people was pissed. They was like, "Oh, she's a traitor." It's good. It was business, right? She sold it to L'Oreal. Who the hell turns down L'Oreal at the end of the day? The legacy got to be something else. Have you gotten offers for people to buy Puka?
Yeah, not the L'Oreal kind. Not the L'Oreal kind. But I mean, I'm looking at that. And I'm going to quickly say, I was so hurt when people laughed out at her. I was like, this sister started a business in her house, and L'Oreal wants to buy it. And we're calling her a sellout?
Yeah.
How dare we?
Yeah.
This is what we do in business. She's a trendsetter. We're all making these businesses because she did. But then we want her to stay local. We don't change your recipe. Mm-hmm. She had to change some things to be mass produced. I get that. If you don't want to do that, I always say I want to stay closer to, because of my MS, to keeping my products here. But that's my choice. The fact that a Black woman elevated and made it to that, and we beat her down. Oh, I wrote blogs about that. I was so upset about that. She opened the door for all of us. Mm-hmm. And this is what we do with her. We can't do that as a people. And she mentors. She gives money. She does so much giving back. Mm-hmm. You got to get to a place of elevation so that you can give back and pull other people up. Mm-hmm. But, we didn't support her in that way. So I hope people will rethink that. We need leaders in the L'Oreal industry game that are going to look out and pick our businesses and put them on. So we got to support her. So I've got smaller offers, nothing like L'Oreal. I'm still working on it. Would I want that? I'm not sure. But, I mean, when I get to that point that they ask me, I'm going to consider it. Is it the best, for me, my family, for my brand? And I'm going to make that decision based on that. And I'm prayerful that the people that have been rocking with us for 21 years are going to be happy and go right along for the rest of the part of the journey with us.
Now, my last question for real this time. Nadine Thompson, she started Warm Spirit. Everybody loved the Warm Spirit when she started. And she lost because she had a greedy partner in the company fold.
Yep.
Did you ever think about going down the network marketing path?
I mean, we did a little bit of, we did have Puka reps and things like that. And I realized quickly it just wasn't where I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I think it is a great business model, but it's an entirely different business model. And that's just, that wasn't that wasn't for me. I did see what happened to her, and I feel bad for her. Another pioneer that built something and was destroyed by somebody else's greed, and people turned all over on her too. And I think she's still out there. She still does have a company.
Sole purpose.
She wasn't able, I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's to the level of where she was with Warm Spirits. Prayerfully it is. But yeah, I don't think that space is for me right now. Now, if an opportunity opened up, I guess I would do the research. I would learn about it and consider it. But for me, I like where we are. I like the retail, the wholesale. I'm pretty happy in that space. Yeah.
All right. Those are my last two questions. I thought about myself. I forgot to ask her.
We could talk all day.
We could. And, I want to bring you back. Like, I'm going to be launching a brand new, listen, guys, I'm launching a brand new show. It's called Brand Breakers. And it's going to be streamed on Amazon Live. I don't know. A lot of people don't even know Amazon got live streaming. And so I'm going to bring Dawn back, and you'll be able to see her and see some of the products that in their line. And hopefully by then she'll have the CBD oil line out, and we'll be able to see what's going on with that. So we're going to bring Dawn back for that show. That show is going to be launching pretty soon. I'll bring you more information about that pretty soon. But look out, it's going to be on Amazon, and I'm excited about that because Amazon is a beast. We already know Jeff Bezos is trying to rule the world. And as long as I can get on Amazon and share my little stories and bring on amazing people, I'm right there with them ruling the world. So look out for that. Dawn, how can people reach out to you and find out more about Puka and buy the products that you talked about and the ones that I love? Listen, I like the mango butter. Check it out. It is amazing.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's funny. Well, we have a website. It's Puka Pure and Simple. It's a little long, guys. POOKAPUREANDSIMPLE.com. PukaPureandSimple.com. Everything's on the website. But if you're in Atlanta, we're also sold in, a sister has opened up a big place called the Village Market Retail.
Yeah.
It's yes, we're in there. She carries almost the whole line. So that's 675 Ponce de Leon Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. You can get us there. You can get us in various Whole Foods. Right now, they just have the hair butter. But you can definitely get to the website to get the rest of the products. And you can follow us on social media at Pukalita on Instagram. If you're looking for some health and wellness, just supporting sisters, join the Best Life Tribe with Dawn Fitch on Facebook.
All right, you got it. And I still got more questions, but I ain't gonna ask them now. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna save them.
We'll save it for part two.
We'll save it for part two because as you said that, I had two more questions that popped in my head that I will not ask right now. I will ask on part two. So you gotta watch us on Amazon Live when I go live, and I'll let you know when we go live on Brand Breakers, and she'll be back there talking about more about the brand, and I'll ask my two questions then. So thank you so much for being my guest. This has been so nice, and it's been such a long time, but I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you are still doing the thing that you started 21 years ago and just loving it. So thank you so much for being my guest, and much more success. You're welcome. Homegirl from New Jersey, y'all, Dawn Fitch, Puka Pure and Simple. Check her out. Yes. Well, Dawn, today's my weekend. I'm off on Fridays. Not really off, but I'm off on the podcast on Friday. So you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care. Stay blessed.
You too. All right, guys, I'm going to my last song, and I'm going to come back and give you my word of the day. So stay tuned. My word of the week. My inspiration for the day. What am I saying? My inspiration for the day. Stay tuned.
Caught by a feeling, knows me I'm the right or wrong, gets me what I want. I'm hanging by a string, gotta get up on my feet, get to what I need, and I am flying through the streets on neon wings. Once I get to you, I don't want anything. Girl, I'm so addicted. Like you predicted, I know.
welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Miss Dawn Fitch from Puka Pure and Simple. That's a lot to say, right? Puka Pure and Simple. Check out her website. She has some amazing stuff there. I've tried the mango body butter. I love it. And the people in my house love it because I don't have any of it anymore. So listen, I hope you feel inspired. She has been around for 21 years. I met her years ago. I interviewed her on the Business with Breakfast show with Georgette and I, and she's still going strong, and she's still putting out great products, and she's expanding her line. I hope you feel inspired about that. I hope you get inspired from listening to this show. Listen, I love what I do. That's why I podcast, and I'm launching more podcasts and more video channels and all that stuff because this is a space that I live in that I absolutely care about, and I love talking to great people who inspire you, who also inspire me. Like I forgot I need to be certified. I forgot. That's on my to-do list. It was on starting the end of last month. I was like, I got to get certified, and I totally forgot. But because she mentioned it, now I remember. So I have to get certified again as a women business owner as well. All right, so here's my inspiration for the day. Here it goes. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me say it again. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller said that, and he was right. Sometimes you got to give up something that's good because you're trying to get to the great. I made a huge decision this morning. Well, not this morning. Well, yeah, pretty much this morning. That when I launched Noise Media Network, I knew what I wanted it to be, but I kind of fell back for a second, and I kind of changed some things around. I still know what I want it to be, and I'm not giving up anything good. I'm kind of just putting something good in second space. Let me say that. I'm putting it in second space because I know what can be great. And so I know as I expand Noise, I know what can be great. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about growing the Good Morning Gwinnett show. I'm excited about the new show that I'm going to be producing called Brand Breakers in collaboration with The Hype magazine. I'm super duper excited about that. That's going to be streamed on Amazon Live. That's really good. It's also going to be on the Noise Media Network as well. I'm also excited about the new podcast that I got coming out, which is about 4 or 5 of them. I'm excited, y'all. And I know I got to give up the good so I can get to the great. And sometimes you have to do that. What are you going to give up that's good? Yeah, sometimes that's scary, but you want to be great. What you willing to give up? That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 16 minutes with me, and I love you to life and appreciate you for that. Hope you enjoyed my guest today. I'll be back again next Thursday with another amazing guest. And pretty soon, you'll see all my Thursday interviews in the studio. I'm super duper excited about that. That deal was cut yesterday, so I'll be in the studio with a producer who will be behind the camera, working the camera while I talk to amazing people. So I'm excited about that as well. Yeah, a lot of great things happening right now. And all I can say is I'm blessed. It's a blessing. It's a lot of hard work that I've put in to make it happen. And I'm looking forward to just, making Good Morning Gwinnett the best I can make it, with the best quality I can make it, with the most amazing people that Georgette can find for me to interview. And I thank you for listening to these people and showing them some love. And thank you for showing me love and supporting Good Morning Gwinnett as we grow. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, be sure to go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, and give it 5 stars. Hopefully this was one of your good episodes. Give it 5 stars. I need that. Download our app from the App Store. If you got an Apple phone or Android phone, there's a Good Morning Gwinnett app for that as well. And if you want to listen in your house, go to the Amazon Alexa and say, Alexa, open Good Morning Gwinnett, and she will play the latest episode of the Good Morning Gwinnett episode. I gotta go. It's the weekend. Y'all know what it is. Listen, you stay safe out there. Tell your family and friends you love them, because that's important. If you can give them a hug, give them a hug. I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m., God willing. Until next time, you know what it is. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.